In this video, we're going to talk about how you calculate the minimum gas flow you need when making liquid nitrogen. So you've gone ahead and you've bought your cryocooler, and you notice instead of a nice clear liquid at the end, it's foggy. Probably is the CO2 and the water that is making it foggy. So you now invest in a series of compressed air filters, taking your compressed air, removing particulates, removing water vapor, removing CO2, hydrocarbons, and you still see that your liquid nitrogen is cloudy. What's going on? It takes about 700 cc's of nitrogen gas to make 1 cc of liquid nitrogen. So you can imagine that you've got your cryocooler liquefying the nitrogen in your thermos, and it's liquefying it faster than you can feed fresh gas, creating a vacuum, and you're actually sucking in room air, despite the fact that you have a flow of clean nitrogen gas going in. You need to exceed the condensation rate of going from gas to liquid, such that you always have a positive pressure in your thermos. So let's start with water, for example. Water, if you have steam, specifically if you have steam, the specific heat for steam is 0.48 cals per gram per degree centigrade. And the latent heat of condensation for water, that is going from gas to liquid, is 540 calories per gram. In joules, this one is 2.01 joules per gram degree centigrade, and the latent heat of condensation is a whopping 2,257 joules per gram. Now that's water, but we're interested in nitrogen. Nitrogen, and we're just going to talk in joules right now. The specific heat of nitrogen going from gas just to where it's going to form a liquid is 1.04 joules per gram degree centigrade. And the heat of fusion that's going from a gas to a liquid is 199 joules per gram. Now we want to cool nitrogen that's at room temperature, we'll say 20 degrees centigrade, down to 77 Kelvin. So 20 centigrade is 293 Kelvin. We want to go to 77 Kelvin, which is a difference 216 Kelvin. That's our temperature difference. So let's go through the calculation. So I have a Rycor K535 cryocooler. The heat lift of the cryocooler at 65 Kelvin with an ambient temperature for the heat rejection close to 0 centigrade is somewhere around 7 watts. Using some extrapolations, for 77 Kelvin, it's probably close to 12 watts. So, our lift, that's the amount of heat we can remove, we're going to say is 12 watts, which is the same as 12 joules per second. To cool the gas, the amount of cooling, grams or mass, times our specific heat, times our temperature gradient. So we're looking at 1 gram times 1.04 joules per gram Kelvin times 216 Kelvin, which equals 224.6 joules. It's probably better not to specify how many grams right now we're going to do it for. So we're going to get rid of this 1 gram here, and this will leave it as 224.6 joules per gram to go from room air gas temperature to just to 77 Kelvin, so very cold gas. We need to condense this gas into a liquid. And the energy for condensation, we said, was 199 joules per gram. Summing these two up gives us a total of 423.6 joules per gram. This is the amount of joules you need to remove per gram of nitrogen gas to go from room temperature gas to liquid nitrogen at 77 Kelvin. Now, we said that our cryocooler can remove 12 joules per second. That means the amount of mass flow that corresponds to 12 joules per second is 12 divided by 424 joules per gram will equal 0.0283 grams per second. So we can remove 12 joules from 0.0283 grams of nitrogen every second. Now, how do we get that into the amount of gas that we can process? Well, we know that 1 mole of gas occupies 24 liters at 20 centigrade. The 22.4 liters you might be thinking of for a mole of gas is at 1 atmosphere and I believe 0 degrees centigrade. We're talking about room temperature, so it's a little bit more. So how many moles of gas does this represent? So nitrogen is diatomic, so it's 28 grams per mole. So we have 0.0283 grams per second divided by 20 8 grams per mole, which equals 0.0001007 moles. We take that number and we multiply it by 24 liters per mole, and that equals 0.02426 liters. And since this is moles per second, so this will be liters per second. And we multiply this by 60 seconds per minute, and that equals roughly 1.46 liters per minute. This means removing 12 joules a second from a feed of gas of nitrogen at 1.46 liters a minute. I will not create a vacuum because I will be condensing the nitrogen as fast as I'm feeding it in to the thermos. Now what I'm going to do in practice is I'm going to go a little above this. So I'm going to feed in 2 liters a minute, which should be more than enough to overpressurize the thermos and not worry about entraining any room air that contains carbon dioxide and water vapor. So this gives you a ballpark of what you need. So if you have like a giant cryocooler, cold head, and let's say it can remove 100 joules, it's 100 watt lift capacity, so 100 joules a second. You can figure out what your feed rate is very easily doing this, so you know how much you need, so you don't condense the gas so quickly that you run out of gas and you create a vacuum and you suck room air in. Hope this was helpful, and please subscribe if you like the content. Thanks.